and welcome back to the Showroom Presents. You know, most of us baby boomers who loved NFL football back in the day remember big Earl Campbell, one of the toughest guys to ever wear a Houston Oilers uniform. But most of us don't know that Earl's son Tyler was a college football player on track to follow in his dad's footsteps until a tingle in his body was the starting signal to what ended his football dreams, but began a much bigger role for his family and to many other people around the world. I'm very pleased to introduce Tyler Campbell, his dad Earl Campbell, and Dr. Edward Fox, PhD from the Neurotexas Institute in Round Rock, Texas. Welcome, guys, to the Showroom Presents.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have all of you. Tyler, now, you were a young college student at San Diego State, right, when you were diagnosed?
Yes, sir. San Diego State, I was 21 years old. After the completion of my junior year at San Diego State, the last game of the season, I went to sleep and woke up in the middle of the night, and I was experiencing paralysis on the right side of my body as well as slurred speech. And so, as you can imagine, to wake up one way, go to sleep one way, feeling great, and then to wake up like that, it's very scary. I continued playing football. Graduated from San Diego State University after being diagnosed with MS, and after that, the football portion of my life, that door closed. And moving forward, I began to understand that there was an inspirational story that I could showcase, that I could share, and a partnership with Biogen IDEC began. And here we are now talking about the MSinspiration.com campaign that we finally launched, and where people can come share their stories about living with relapsing MS. And the highlight of the website is that we have actually a contest where people will share their story. We'll pick some of the best stories, and you can attend a sporting event with myself and professional basketball player Chris Wright. But I can't express how much it means to get involved with your family, get involved with your neurologist, let them know what you're going through, raise questions, pick a medication that's right. In my case, it's Tysabri, but MS is different in each and every person. Share your story, figure out what's right for you, and communicate with your doctor.
Wow. Say, Dr. Fox, now exactly what is relapsing MS? Who gets it, and why do they get it?
Multiple sclerosis is a common enough disease. It's over 400,000 Americans who have it. So it's not that rare. It's just different in everybody, though. We can't predict who's going to get it. It usually affects young people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, but it can be younger or older than that even. And Tyler's story is fairly typical, but everybody has a unique story. So on MSinspiration.com, there will be no two stories that are alike, I am sure, but they're all going to have one thing in common. It can show a game plan, working together with family and the healthcare providers to try and get that plan together that's going to keep things in check and allow people to move forward and reach for their dreams.
Wow. Now, Earl, you know what? I got to tell you, the guys here in the studio got really excited when they found out we were going to be talking to you today. So many of us just loved watching you during your football career, and it was just fantastic. So this is great. But let me ask a question. Yeah, I think of so many football players, when their young sons are growing up or at the beginning of their lives. I think of Boomer Esiason and Dan Marino and Jim Kelly, for example, all of whom had sons that, they had the greatest hopes for. I'm sure you did too. What happened when you found out that Tyler was diagnosed with relapsing MS? How did that affect you personally, and what happened with your family?
Well, my number one, it made us a lot closer, even though that anybody that knows anything about me and my family, we've always been very close. But Tyler was over in San Diego when he found out what had happened to him, and my wife was up there working with him and working with the doctors. I was trying to convince her to bring Tyler back to Houston, where we was living at the time, because I thought that's where everybody went for a specialist. But she found out they diagnosed Tyler up there with MS. So Tyler got back to Texas, and we started working out together. It made us even closer because I was there working out on what I was going through. And so it made us even tighter as a son and a father. And that's what we're doing today, trying to encourage everyone to go to MSinspiration.com to make sure you share your story with Tyler, because on MSinspiration.com, Tyler can share his stories, and maybe there's something he's went through that he can tell you about, and something you're going through that you can tell Tyler about.
Right. Isn't that amazing how, just in a in a day, maybe sometimes, or within a week or a short
Yes,
period
your
of time.
life can change.
Everything can change, but sometimes when you really drill down and look into it, it's way much for the better.
Absolutely. You can. That's the goal. You can achieve your goals. You can still achieve those dreams that you still desire for yourself. Just because you have this disease, it does not mean that you can't live a good life and achieve what you've always set out to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I looked at the website, and there are really some great inspirational stories, but I'll reiterate, you're inviting people that have MS to write their story and send it to you, correct?
Oh yeah, you might get tired of hearing mine. There are people who need to, everybody needs to share their story, because your story, what you're going through this particular time, that's what can help so many other people that you might not ever meet, but they need to hear what you've been through. There's so much hope in people's messages, and we want people to realize that you have something special to say. So come on out to RMSrestoration.com and share that.
Yep, no, that's fantastic. Now, Tyler, it's been, 7 years or so since you were diagnosed. How are you doing now? And I actually know, because I peeked, you're doing great, because you're working with your brother and your dad cranking out some beautiful hot sausage links, aren't you?
Yeah, and you know what, and that's part of the story, because being blessed to have, Dr. Edward Fox as my neurologist, and him working hand in hand with the family and us following his guidance, I work a job. As you can see, I'm able to have a functionable life, and I am working a job. I'm happy. I'm being able to work closely with my father, and we're trying to take those sausages nationwide. But that's part of my story. I'm able to work a job, and you can too. You can still work out and do the things that you want to do in life, and MS is not going to hold you back. Go to that website and share that story.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, again, it's so inspirational. I just have one last question. Now, Earl, if I send you down some chicken wings from Duff's or Anchor Bar, would you send us up some of your great sauce or some links?
That would be a good trade if you get to encourage the people to continue to go on msinformation.com, and I guarantee you, we'll send you some. You send
All right,
us some
well,
wings.
up here in Buffalo, we're going to do our part. That's msinspiration.com, and Dr. Fox and Earl, and especially you, Tyler, I'd really like to just thank you once again for joining us today on the Showroom Presents.
Hey,
Thank you very
so much
much.
for having us. Really appreciate it.
Don, you call that showing off?
How about the dazzling diamond deals we're showing off at the Showroom on Union? Diamond engagement rings.
Diamond band.
Diamond anniversary.
Diamond fashion.
Diamonds, diamonds, and more diamonds.
All at a fraction of the pricey stores.
And buy with confidence, because all showroom diamonds will come with a Gem Lab certificate as requested, guaranteeing natural diamonds of value. Don't forget, we feature GIA certified diamonds.
Showing off great diamonds and great deals every day.
At Airport Plaza Jewelers, the Showroom on Union.